Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first go-to meeting for managing healthcare information. So everybody should be in HCA 1700. So double check and make sure that you are accessing the right course for this month. Now, moving forward, our meetings will be held on Mondays at 10 a.m. But due to the holiday schedule for this week, I decided to have the meeting on Tuesday. The reason I scheduled the meetings on Mondays is because it is at the beginning of the week, and that way I can talk about what you have to do for the week. And if you have any questions, you'll have an opportunity to ask those questions. Okay, so the first thing we want to start with is what do you see when you log into the front side of the portal? So when you log into your computer, that first page that you see is your home page. That is the page where it looks like a Facebook page, but it has so much more information than that. Okay, one being your announcements on the right hand side and all of your upcoming activities that are due for the month. Okay, so when you log in, I really need you to pay close attention to that. Of course, I need you to go and read your welcome message for the class that I've put out there. But I also need you to pay close attention to the things that you see on the right hand side that says upcoming. We're going to talk about those things in a few moments. First, I want to let you know that your syllabus is loaded into the class portal. Now, doesn't matter how often I, try not to make an error. I tend to still make an error in the syllabus. So I've already put a disclaimer in there that says the syllabus is subject to be changed as the instructor deems necessary. Therefore, if I find a error in there, I'll correct it. I'll let you know that I corrected it, and then I'll upload a newer syllabus to reflect that change. Okay. As far as the e-text, the one thing I want to tell you about the e-text, if you can't see it on your bookshelf or in the student portal, make sure you let me know so that I can help you with that. One of the significant pieces of your textbook is your homework questions. So I can go ahead and tell you now so that we can disperse any wonderings about that. Your homework questions are at the back of every chapter in the book. So they're up on the chapter review. However, the only questions that are used for homework are going to be your true, false, and multiple choice. And that may vary. Like for chapter 1, it's like 20 questions. It may not be that for chapters 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is going to vary. I just need you to understand and know that if you're wondering where the homework questions are coming from or what you do for homework, just know it's those questions. Now, I've already taken the liberality and the time to load those questions into the class portal for you. So basically, homework is going to be set up like we did previous month. You click on the homework assignment and it's set up like an exam. The reason I use the multiple choice and the true false questions and matching is because I know the system will go ahead and auto grade those particular assignments. If I ever give you anything that's short answer and essay, the system is not going to grade them. If I give you fill in the blank, it's going to grade it based on the answer that I put in the system. So even in those instances, I still have to look at them because, if you capitalize something and I lowercased it, the system gonna mark it wrong because it's grading based on what I told it to grade the assignment as. So, with that being said, I don't want you to think that you got to do all of those questions in the back of the book because you don't. Okay, so as you see it loaded, that's how it is in the book. And I tried to make sure I stayed in chronological order. All homework assignments are due on Saturday, as in previous classes. That has not changed. My intentions is to open up the rest of the homework for the month, and I will do that. However, your book has changed. It has gone from the 2nd edition to the 3rd edition, and therefore I need to make sure all of the questions are the same that I already have loaded in the system. I've already ran into an issue with chapter 1 where I had to change a question because it was different. Out of all of the questions, it was the only one that was different, and I have to make sure it matches up because it makes a difference in the answer key that I have. So as soon as I get all of those verified, I will open them up, and again, you'll have homework open for the month. You can start on it and submit as early as you want to. You're not penalized for doing that. I may not give it a grade right then and there, but again, the system is going to auto-grade it. Okay, so unless it's a fill in the blank or a short answer or essay, I won't have the need to have to go and review those questions. I'll go in and look at your score. I'll make comments on it, and that's pretty much it. But the system would have done the work for me. Okay, so we're going to talk about everything that you got to do for this week. Now, all of the other things in Course Home, I don't read those to students. I let students read those on their own. You all have been here long enough. You should understand the integrity policy by now. The academic policy, you should know that policy by now. Your work should be done in an independent environment. That includes your class assignments, your homework, your quizzes, your exams. Okay, there should be no sharing, no collaboration, none of that. You need to learn this material for yourself because I'm going to know on test time, and I'm going to know within the homework if you're truly grasping the information or if you just gleaning information from someone else. So, classroom online expectations. Basically, you're in class Monday through Thursday. So let me go ahead and tell you. You're going to have an assignment that opens at 12:01 and closes at 11:59 each day. That assignment is imperative because that assignment is the assignment that is used to look at your participation in the online environment. Plus, it's used to count for your attendance for that day. You can't afford not to do the assignment, okay? Now, if you've done that 1 or 2 times, you're going to feel that in your grade. The reason I say that is because a lot of times that particular assignment is the only assignment that you can get points from. Meaning that if that assignment is 40 points, and that's the only thing you're doing today other than looking at some videos that don't count anything, then and you don't do that assignment, you've hurt yourself with that grade, okay? Or a lot of times it may be that assignment and a quiz. Well, the quiz is only 50 points. Again, you owe it to yourself to complete the assignments as they are. Journals are 1 time a week. When you miss that deadline, those 10 points are gone. There's nothing you can do to get those 10 points back. When you miss that makeup assignment or that class assignment for that day, there's nothing to do. When it comes to makeup work, because you have 24 hours to get your work done, I don't take any, I don't grant makeup work unless you just got something extenuating. And it's going to have to be pretty extenuating for me. So makeup assignments are pretty slim to none. When it comes to late work, no late homework assignments are accepted. There's no excuse where you have had all week. No late assignments are accepted when you've had ample enough time to prepare and get those assignments done. You've got to learn how to log in, look at your calendar, study it really carefully, and plan your week out. Okay? You got to plan your week. I cannot do that for you. You got to do that. You got to be earnest and diligent in planning your week as it should be. Okay, now, so for this week, under week 1, let's talk about your assignment that you got to do for today. So if you go to Doc Sharon, you're going to see the assignment that says Day 1 Class Activity. It's a Word document. Open it up and let's talk about it. Now, for all of your assignments, I will always do my best to have at the top when it's due and what time it's due. And I'll always try to give you some instructions. For this particular activity, you're going to use chapter 1 in the textbook to complete this entire activity. The first section, the first highlighted section, gives you a list of historical events. You're to go through there and tell me, based on that year, what happened during that year. The second section is 5 true-false questions. The next section is 5 fill in the blank. The next set of questions is short answer, and I'm looking for the medical specialty for each description. So like, for example, number 1, diagnosis and treatment of skin disorders. That's going to be dermatology, not dermatologist. I don't want the name of the specialist. I want the specialty that deals with that particular description that I'm giving you. The next section is short answer, 6 through 10. And this is where you're going to give me the name of the committee that's being described in the question. And then the last section is a 2-part. The first 5 questions are abbreviations. You are to tell me, 1, if the abbreviation represents an accrediting agency. 2, if it represents a regulatory agency. Well, where do I find that information from? Your book. And 6 through 10 are abbreviations that you actually give me the meaning for. Now, that is what you're going to do for your class activity in the class. All right, then you have your threaded discussion to do for the week. So let's talk a little bit about the threaded discussion because it's pretty unique. One of the things I want you to do for your threaded discussion is to tell the class about 2 inventors in healthcare. Tell us what they invented and what makes them an asset to healthcare. Here's the tricky part. You cannot have any duplications whatsoever. So that means whoever posts an inventor first, anybody that comes after them and posts that same inventor, you won't get the credit for that. Whoever posts first about that inventor gets the credit. So, for an example, if I got one student that's their inventor is next, the name of their inventor is called Max Ludico. When they've talked about Max Ludico, another student cannot talk about Max Ludico. They have to talk about somebody else. If student A talks about Max Ludico and posted at 1:15 p.m., and student B talks about Max Ludico and posted at 4 p.m., the 4 p.m. student is not going to get the credit. It will be the other student, whoever posts first. So, this discussion keeps you on your toes, meaning that I have it set up where you don't have to wait until you post before you see everybody else's posts. You can see what everybody else has posted before you post, and you need to see that so that way you will know not to duplicate an inventor that's already been discussed. And then, of course, you're going to talk about your second question, what would healthcare be like if we didn't have hospitals and physician offices? Okay. That's all on the day 1. Your initial post is due tonight. Follow-up post is due tomorrow. Thursday is a totally different threaded discussion, and that's listed down there in day 3. Thursday, that will not only be your initial post, but you're going to have to do your postings to your peers as well. So yes, you're going to have to be checking your thread discussion often on Thursday, because if you're that diligent person that goes ahead and get it out the way, not everybody may be doing that. So if you want your postings and want credit for it, you need to post early. Always remember, when you're not posting, somebody is waiting on you to post so that they can get their postings in. When it comes to the journals, so we're going to be having meetings actually on Mondays at 10. Journals are really due Monday night after the meeting. However, I go ahead and give a 1-day extension of Tuesday. In the event you need to go back and listen to the recording, or you just get caught up in doing something else and you didn't have a chance to submit it. I've already gave you that 1-day extension. So no, I won't give an additional extension. So for this one, If you don't get your journal in tonight, you can turn it in tomorrow. Journals are nothing more than 3 things you got from the meeting. That's pretty much it. Short, sweet, and to the point. Nothing long and drawn out. Now, starting next week and moving forward, go-to meetings will be on Monday. That means journals will be due Monday night, no later than the next day, Tuesday night. After then, there's no additional extensions. Okay, we talked about homework for day 2. You're going to have audio, video lectures that I'm going to do. I will do chapters 1, 2, and 3 this week. I will record those lectures and upload them. You only have 1 quiz this week, and I made it set for Friday so you can have an opportunity to get it done after you've kind of completed some other things. So I did give it to Friday. Normally I give quizzes on a Monday, make them due on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I usually give another on a Thursday and give you to Sunday to get that done. So that's what I normally do with my quizzes. Day 3, your second discussion for day 3 is already out. It's already available. If you want to go ahead and start on it, it is out there. Again, it's due Thursday. Everything, initial post and post to your classmates. I'm going to open up your syllabus acknowledgement. It too will be due on Thursday. Okay, so I want you to make sure you go through there and read your syllabus and course expectations and everything before you fill out the syllabus acknowledgement. But do know that it will be open and available for you. Yes, your activities for day 2 and day 3 will not open to 12:01 on that day. So just make sure that you remember that so that you can go out there and complete it. Not only make attendance, but it's also for a grade as well. All of your lecture notes are loaded in DocSharing. You'll go to DocSharing and click on the blue link that says lecture notes. You'll see all of the notes in there for the entire month. In addition to that, I will upload a few more for chapter 1 by 4 or 5 because it talked a little bit more about healthcare professions. So I want you to have that information. And then, let's see what else we got. So we talked about DocShare. Now in Webliography, of course, you know that's where you go. If I want you to look at certain videos, watch certain videos, you'll go there to get that type of information. Dropbox is where you're going to go and get your assignments. So as I mentioned before, that's where you'll see day 1 class activity. You'll see a copy of your syllabus over there and any other pertinent information you may need. And I believe that's going to be it. So I will be opening up some more stuff for you to be working on. I ask that you be diligent in making sure that you double check behind yourself when you complete assignments. So with that being said, anytime you send anything to me as an attachment, I always go back. The minute you send it, go back to your Dropbox, look in your outbox, and you should see that assignment that you sent. Click on the assignment. Make sure it's what you intended to send to me. When it comes to your homework and quizzes, if you access that exam, because that's how they're both set up, if you access it, the system's going to record that. If you go in there and do it and you forget to hit the submit button and you just log out, I can't promise you that the system is going to save your answers. I can't even promise you that the system is going to record the fact that you did access and you just did submit. I cannot guarantee you that. There are times, most of the time it does. It tells me that you accessed it, but you didn't complete it. And now, accessing the exam or the quiz and not completing it is totally different from not accessing it at all. If you never hit that button that says begin homework 1 or begin homework 2 or begin quiz 1 or begin quiz, if you never hit that button, you didn't access that particular assignment. And if you don't do that, I can't give you credit for it. If you access assignment and don't answer the questions, because, and I have students do that all the time, they go out there and open up a homework assignment, they open it today, and later on in the week, they just, it was due, and they forgot to go back, so it just sat there with unanswered questions. I can't give you credit for that. That's a 0. I'm only going to give you credit for questions that you answered that were correct. That's it. That's with any homework assignment, any quiz, you name it. So be very, very diligent. Take your time. Be watchful, and all that good stuff, so you can make sure that you get a good grade out of the class. You have an opportunity to get an A out of the class, but you're going to have to push and work hard for it. Everything that you need is in the book. The book is very self-explanatory. But one thing I will tell you, my activities force you to open the book. My homework forces you to read the book. I don't do answers off of Google. If you give me an answer and tell me, oh, I Googled it, oh, well, I'm strictly going by the book. And if that answer is not in that book, to me, that's an incorrect answer. And I'm going to mark it wrong and not give you credit for it. Other than that, again, we're going to have the go-to meetings every Monday, starting next week at 10 o'clock. Journals will be due Monday night, no later than Tuesday night. You're going to have 2 quizzes, 2 threaded discussions every week. You're going to have an assignment that opens up every week or every day of every week at 12:01, close at 11:59. That assignment, one of those days, will be your midterm. So when I say you can't afford not to do these assignments, you can't afford not to do them. You really need all the points you can get. Okay? So this concludes our go-to meeting for today. I will upload this recording in the student portal. It'll be loaded under day 1 so that you can see it. And if you need to go back and revisit or re-listen to it, you'll have the opportunity to do so. Thank you and have a wonderful day.